Okay, in this video we're going to look at two properties of addition, the associative property and the commutative property. Okay, commutative, right? So we'll start with the associative property. All this means is, look, if you were adding these guys together, okay, 1 plus 3 plus 4, you could put parentheses around the 1 plus 3 and do those two first. That's what that means. Now that would give you 4, you see, plus 4, and then you would add this 4 on. So this gives 4 and then 4, and that makes 8, right? But what you're asked to do is rewrite this a different way and check it. This would be 1 plus 3 plus 4, and instead of putting the parentheses around the 1 and 3, we're going to put parentheses around 3 plus 4 and then see if we get the same thing. That's all. That's all the associative property is. So instead of having parentheses around 1 plus 3, we can put parentheses around 3 plus 4, which means add the 3 plus 4 together first. So 7, right? And you have to go 1 plus that. And that makes 8, doesn't it? So with this one here, 5 plus 3 plus 2 in parentheses, how can you rewrite that using the associative property? Okay. So rewriting it with the associative property, just write out the numbers first, 5 plus 3 plus 2, and then put parentheses in a different place. Put parentheses around different numbers than 3 and 2, basically. So you're just going to put parentheses around 5 and 3. Okay. So this is the answer. That's what you have to do when you're done. We're also going to check these though, because the point about the associative property is when everything is being added, it doesn't matter if you add the front two or the back two or even if there's a whole bunch of numbers. Adding is associative. You can add the ones in the back, you add the ones in the front, you'll get the same answer. So like if I add the ones in the back here, I'll get 5, and of course 5 and 5 is 10. If I add the ones in the front, 5 and 3 is 8, and then add 2 and I get 10 as well, right? Now imagine your numbers were not digits but letters, so M, N, P. In this case, of course, you can't check it because we don't know what M, N, and P really are, what the values are, but you can rewrite this with the associative property. So here, like, this is saying add the first two numbers to begin with, and you can put parentheses somewhere else, right? So where else could you put parentheses around what two numbers? So this is like saying add the front two numbers to begin with, and I could put parentheses here and say, well, you could also add the back two numbers to begin with, and you would still get the same answer in the end, no matter what the numbers were. So M, N, and P could be any numbers. But in any case, this is what you're supposed to write down. Okay, rewrite using the commutative property, 3 plus 4, 5 plus 2, M plus N. Well, 3 and 4 is what? It is 7, right? Now 3 plus 4 can be written as 4 plus 3, and this is the answer. You're supposed to write down 4 plus 3 because 4 plus 3 is 7. Okay, so commutative means to travel or to move from one place to another. So I can move these guys from one place to another, and they will still add to give the same thing. So 5 plus 2 is the same thing as what plus what? 5 plus 2 is the same thing as 2 plus 5, right? Because in both cases the answer, of course, is 7, right? That's 7, that's 7. So we have commuted, we have moved these numbers around, and we get the same answer. So we can move things around when we're adding. How about M plus N? M plus N is the same thing as N plus M, okay? Now we gotta note while we're on the subject that, like, this does not work for subtraction. $10 subtract $3 gives what? Or let's say 8, just so we don't keep using the number 7. 10 minus 8 is what? It is 2, but what's 8 minus 10? 8 minus 10, you have $8, you subtract $10, you're actually in debt by 2. The answer is actually negative 2. So if I switch numbers around with subtraction, it doesn't work. So subtraction is not commutative. Okay, we cannot commute with subtraction. That doesn't work. We'll do that again. If you have $9 and you subtract $4, you will now have 5, right? But if you have $4 and in your bank account and you take out 9, you subtract 9, you'll be in debt. You'll be in debt by 5. So it'll be negative 5. So once again, we cannot commute when we're using subtraction. We can commute when we're using addition though, right?